everyone, this is Wobbly Wallopy. If you want to optimize your Stellar Hunter's damage to earn 2.8 million raw Zeny a day, keep watching. Today, I'm going through part 3 of my new Stellar Hunter farming series. This is the series where I use a brand new, free-to-play account and try to farm as optimally as possible. I'm going through the same struggles as people starting from scratch. See the video description for links to the previous 2 guides. Let's begin with some important notes. First, this is a free-to-play account and I bought premium from the exchange. Stellar Hunters farm enough raw Zeny that I believe it is always worth it once you find an optimal spot. You will not achieve 2.8 million raw Zeny without premium. Second, this is my adventure handbook to show you that I'm not sitting on hidden damage from deposits. I really did start from scratch and progressed over the months to achieve this. I did a lot of experimentation to get to this point and I play very casually on this account. So you can probably achieve this much faster than I did, especially if you do a lot of the weeklies like Oracle Dungeon, Thanatos Tower, War of Crystal, War of Imperium, Echoing Corridor, and more. The only 2 weeklies I do on this account are Endless Tower and Valhalla Ruins. Lastly, even if you're not at the stage of farming harpies, this video will teach you how to maximize your damage without using gachas or expensive gear. I made this account on the Destiny's Promise global server, so things are much more expensive than global Endless Love, which forced me to buy budget-friendly equipment. With those notes in mind, now let's jump straight into damage optimization. Our target are harpies, so we need to optimize our exchange purchases to one-shot them efficiently. Harpies have 169,089 HP. They are demons, they are medium-sized, and they are wind element type. Harpies are level 119, so try to stay within the 30 level gap to avoid the drop penalties. You should be below level 150. However, even if you're beyond the 30 level gap, the raw Zenys from Harpies is still really good. Meteor fission also does 55% splash damage, so your splash needs to deal more than 169,089 damage to one-shot multiple Harpies at once. This is the difficult part, and the reason why you need to optimize your damage. If you maxed out all your time quicksand skills, then you can use an origin book to change it to 60%, but I'm not there yet. Let's take a look at my gear. I cover enchants in this section because I strongly recommend you roll for good enchants in order to get more damage. For offhand, I use the Now's Bracelet. The 15% range damage is amazing. For enchantments, I rolled an attack one. If you can get dex, physical damage increase, or critical damage percent increase, those are even better. For armor, I have Ranger Clothes. I upgraded it to tier 4 to get a lot of extra dex and 12% more attack. I also got a dex enchant on this armor. I bought a +6 in case I rolled for the ideal Arch 4th enchant. I had previously tried Sniping Suit and it just didn't provide enough damage for me. The Sniping Suit and Milan Crab Bow combo is still going to be the best later on, but this is a budget-friendly solution for now. For garment, I'm using the Light Saint Cape. You can buy this from the events NPC in Frontera for 1.5 million Zeny. I use it for the +3 to all attributes. I rolled attack for enchantments. Ideally, I want to save up for the +10 Cloud Undershirt, but that is very expensive. For shoes, I use the Advanced Sack Teddy shoes. I upgraded it to tier 4 for 3% attack. You also get a lot of agility with these boots. For enchants, I got some luck and attack. I still use Advanced Sack Teddy shoes on my main Stellar Hunter, so this is a great investment. I use the Epic Spirit Beacon rings for accessories. I refined both of them to +4 for the extra refined damage. For the first ring, I got a Dex enchantment. Dex or physical damage increase are quite good for accessories. For card, I use the Greatest General card for final damage. The final damage is mandatory to consistently one-shot Harpies. For the second accessory, I rolled a physical damage increase for enchantments, and I'm using the Kobold card. I use the Kobold card to add +10 crit, so I can invest less in luck. I prefer to maximize my dex and agility instead. If your server has access to the Ultraman card, then use that card instead of the Kobold card. Destiny's Promise doesn't have it because it was an event card. The extra 8% damage to demons makes a huge difference. For weapon, I'm still using the Epic Spirit Feather Certificate Bow. I refined it to +4 for more refined attack. This double-socketed bow is still fantastic, and I'm glad they gave it to all accelerated Stellar Hunters. For enchants, I rolled a physical damage increase, getting dex, physical damage increase, or critical damage are all good enchants to aim for. I use 2 Mandragora flower cards to deal an extra 40% damage to harpies. For headgear, I'm using the Luminous Niche. This headgear provides auto attack damage, which adds a ton of damage overall to your character. If you can get auto attack damage increasing gear, you should always wear those as much as possible. My enchants here are bad. Getting Dex, critical damage, or attack are good enchants to aim for. The Mimi card provides an amazing +5 Dex and is one of my favorite budget-friendly cards. For face, use the Golden Scale for more attack and extra damage to medium-sized monsters. You can get this from the Yggdrasil's tree using Wasteland dropped materials. The easiest way to get this is to grind Wasteland dailies or to kill monsters in Wasteland. For mouth, use the Key of the Stars. Everyone has access to this. You can claim this from Advanced Kafka. This is the best mouth for farming. If you don't get this in the future, use Abyss Whisper or Blowgun. For enchants, try to roll for Dex, attack, or critical damage percentage. For back, I highly recommend you use the Sakura Puppet. Do the quest in Amatsu to unlock the blueprint. I've tried other back items and it cannot do enough damage. The damage scales with your base level and adds a ton of attack for you. This back item really was the key to one-shotting harpies with meteor fission. For enchants, try to roll for attack or agility. For tail, Sea Soul's tail is great. It adds attributes and earth elemental damage. Try to roll for Dex, physical damage increase, or attack for enchants. I got bad enchants on this one too. Next, let's look at foods. You must cook enough foods that you can cook satisfied feasts. The penetration percentage is mandatory for one-shotting harpies. You also need your taste level to be high enough to eat 6 foods at once. With this buff, you get 240 attack and 15% penetration. For consumables, use Agility B, Dex B, and Awakening Potions. These will increase your damage and kills per minute. You also need to eat the Great Nature Earth Converter to deal double damage to harpies. Let's look at my Adventure Handbook again. Try to get as high Adventure class as possible. I'm at D right now, so I get +5 attributes. My attack is at 100 and I have no 1% deposits from costumes or from gachas. These are some card deposits which are worth buying. For Dex, buy the Rocker card and Mist card for the deposits. For damage to demons, get the Devaruchi card for 2% extra damage to demons. For 5% damage to wind monsters, deposit the Mandragora flower card. The Luciola Vespa card is also good for 1% damage to wind monsters. I crafted the Steam Goblin card from King Pouring for 5% more critical damage. The cards to create the Goblin Archer card aren't on Destiny's Promise, otherwise I'd craft that too for the extra 5% critical damage. Next are skills. I'll go through these quickly since I covered them in depth in previous videos. Here are my archer skills. The most important thing here is Elemental Arrow. The damage added to auto attack is what makes Dex so important to get as a Stellar Hunter. Here are my hunter skills. Here are my sniper skills. Here are my ranger skills. Here are my Stellar Hunter skills. The most important thing is the max meteor fission and unlimited stars. You can also max riding shooting, but this does come with a decrease in attack speed. Harpies are close enough that I don't find this particularly useful because you won't be running around a ton. Next are pets. I'm using the yo-yo for extra attack speed, but you should use the Baphomet Junior for more critical damage percentage. However, it is very expensive on Destiny's Promise, so I never bought it. You can also use the Mandragora Seed since you can get up to +10 critical, which allows you to invest less in luck and more into Dex and agility. For Aesir, I use the default ones given to me for the accelerated characters as you go through the growth index. I only invested in one node of Exceed Break Mastery. I did not do much guild contribution at all, which is why I did so little investment. If you reset your Aesir, the priorities are Elemental Arrow 1 to 3, Dex, critical damage percentage, and as many attack nodes as possible. Auto attack and Exceed Break Mastery are good, but they're very expensive. Here are my overall Aesir Monument buffs. For Advanced Runes, I'm using the Assassin's Rune. Ideally, you have the Precision Sniper Ruin for more critical damage percentage, but I wasn't lucky enough to get one. The more important ruins are the attribute ruins. Try to upgrade the Penetration, Berserk, Assault, and Dex ruins as high as possible. For Oracle Mirror, I haven't unlocked it yet on this character, so you don't really need it. If you do have it unlocked, I would recommend Slash since this adds auto attack damage. Next are guild buffs. For guild buffs, I barely did anything beyond the free ones given to you as part of the growth index. Here is what I invested in. I used my attack cards for penetration percentage. For elemental cards, I invested in earth damage percentage. One final trick is to get a Mercenary cat. Get Poe and get all the headwear for him. That unlocks a crazy good buff called Cat Strike for boosting your attack speed and attack percentage. Sometimes, if you're too close to harpies, the Vulture's eye damage increase by distance doesn't work. So this helps alleviate that problem. At a few tiles away, you shouldn't have a problem one-shotting harpies even without Poe. This is just a nice to have. The extra attack speed is nice too. Next, let's examine my character. With self buffs and food buffs, I have 5620 attack. For attributes, I max Dex, then put enough luck to have 100 critical. My attack speed is at 310%. I have 370 Dex and 172 agility with gears and buffs. You want Dex as high as possible. Penetration is at 37.2%. Critical is at 100. Critical damage is at 124.6%. Auto attack damage increases at 4%. Damage is at 35.5%. Physical damage increases at 38%. Refined attack is at 401. Earth damage is at 7.5%. And against wind is 46%. Against demon is 2.4%. Against medium sized is 6%. Let's begin farming. I start off with 30 minutes of music and 60 minutes from minty potions. Here's my favorite farming spot to farm harpies in the border checkpoint map. Here's my starting Zeny, and you can see I have no drops in my bag. Next, let's take a look at our auto attack skills. I have auto attack, meteor fission, true sight, exceed break, unlimited stars, and play dead. You shouldn't need to use play dead if you have enough SP discharge. However, if you keep running this into red stamina, you never know when you're going to run out of SP discharge. For consumables, I'm eating Edgy B meals, Dex B meals, Awakening potions, and Great Nature Earth converters. For foods, I'm eating the 6 satisfied feasts. You can see I have my trusty mercenary cat Poe with me to help me out. I also have my yo-yo pet for extra attack speed. I begin farming. I don't have offline farming, so I'm just letting it run. If you have offline farming, you'll earn more since you'll have less server lag, so you won't double hit as much. I will leave this on for a bit so you can see I'm one-shotting harpies with meteor fission. Let's skip ahead to red stamina. We are now at 330 combat time. After the quick sell, this is our Zeny. We have harpy feathers and some fire crystals from killing random geographers in that area. Let's see our overall results. We earned over 2.8 million raw Zeny. If you include the drops, it is 3.2 million raw Zeny. Harpy feathers do sell, but slowly. I hope this video helped you increase your damage and also show you a great spot for farming raw Zeny. Keep farming this spot to get stronger and stronger, and you can farm even more profitable spots in the future. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe.